Who is this guy? The voice cuts through the restaurant like a blade through silk, and every nerve in my body goes on high alert. I don't need to turn around to know who it is. I'd recognize that voice anywhere. Low, controlled, dripping with barely contained fury, wrapped in expensive Italian wool. Lorenzo Valente, my boss. The man I've spent 6 months refusing to notice. The man who just walked into the one place he absolutely should not be. Shit. Across from me, Marcus, the client, the deal, the reason I'm wearing this dress that cost half my rent, stops mid-sentence, his polished smile faltering. Everything okay? He asks, glancing past my shoulder. Fine. I lie, reaching for my wine glass with a hand that doesn't shake. You were saying about the merger, but it's too late. I feel Lorenzo approaching before I see him, feel the shift in air pressure, the way the room seems to hold its breath, the maitre d' trying and failing to intercept. His security, Bruno, always Bruno, murmuring something urgent that he's clearly ignoring. Then he's there, standing beside our table in a black suit that probably costs more than my car, hands in his pockets, expression somewhere between bored and homicidal. His eyes land on me first. Take in the red dress, the one he definitely hasn't seen before because I specifically bought it for tonight. The way I'm leaning slightly forward. The smile I've been carefully maintaining for the past hour. His jaw clenches so hard I hear his teeth. Mr. Valente. I keep my voice professional, cool. I wasn't expecting... Clearly. His gaze shifts to Marcus, and something dangerous flickers there. Sorry, I didn't catch your name. Marcus extends his hand, oblivious. Marcus Chen. We have a meeting scheduled for tomorrow. My clients don't usually have dinner with my secretary the night before negotiations. Lorenzo's tone is conversational. His eyes are murder. Interesting strategy. I resist the urge to kick him under the table. Mr. Valente, perhaps we could discuss... I didn't know you had time for a personal life during my working hours, Miss Alves. He finally looks at me again, and the weight of his attention is suffocating. And considering I pay you quite well to manage my schedule, not your dating calendar. Heat floods my face. This isn't what? He pulls out a chair, my chair, the one beside me, and sits without being invited, crosses his legs, picks up my wine glass and examines it like he's checking for poison. A date? Because from where I'm standing, it looks exactly like a business dinner. I cut him off, voice sharp. Which you're currently ruining. Am I? That smile. God, that smile could cut glass. My apologies. Please, continue. I'm fascinated to hear what kind of business requires candlelight and that particular neckline. Marcus shifts uncomfortably. Perhaps we should reschedule. Excellent idea. Lorenzo sets down my glass, stands. Maya, we're leaving. Excuse me? You heard me. His hand is suddenly on the back of my chair, not touching me, but close enough that I feel the heat. We have an early meeting tomorrow. You need your rest. I've never wanted to murder someone more in my entire life. Mr. Chen, I turn to Marcus, trying to salvage this disaster. I apologize for the interruption. Perhaps we could... Actually, Marcus stands, clearly reading the room. I think I need to reconsider this partnership. If this is how Valente Enterprises conducts business, he doesn't finish. Just throws cash on the table and leaves. The silence that follows is deafening. I count to 10, then 20, then give up and turn to face Lorenzo. He's watching me with that infuriating expression, the one that says he knows exactly what he just did and doesn't care. You just cost us a $15 million deal, I say quietly, carefully. Did I? Yes, you did. I stand, grab my clutch. Congratulations. Your jealousy just sabotaged 6 weeks of negotiations. Something flashes in his eyes. Jealousy? That's what you think this is. What else would you call storming into a restaurant, insulting a client, and acting like a possessive? I stop myself. Like a what? Maya. He steps closer. Too close. Say it. Like someone who has no right to care who I have dinner with. You're right. His voice drops. I have no right. You don't work for me outside office hours. You're free to wear whatever you want, sit wherever you want, smile at whoever you want. Exactly. But here's the thing. He leans in, and I can smell his cologne, cedar and something darker. I may have no right. But that doesn't change the fact that watching you laugh with him, touch his arm, lean forward in that dress. He stops, swallows hard. It made me want to burn this entire restaurant to the ground. My breath catches. Lorenzo, don't. He steps back like I've burned him. Don't explain. Don't justify. Just tell me one thing. What? Was it real? His eyes search mine. The laughing, the touching, the way you looked at him. Was any of it real? I should lie. Should let him think the worst. Should protect myself from whatever this is building between us. Instead, I tell the truth. No. The word comes out barely a whisper. It wasn't real. None of it was real. He closes his eyes briefly. Maya, it was work, Lorenzo. All work. He responds to female attention, so I gave him female attention. He likes to feel charming, so I made him feel charming. Every smile, every laugh, every strategically placed touch. It was all calculated to make him comfortable enough to sign. You studied him. Of course I studied him. You think I'd walk into a negotiation blind. Anger bleeds through now. I spent 3 days researching his preferences, his habits, his ego triggers. I practiced these facial expressions in my mirror. I bought this dress specifically because his ex-wife wore red to their wedding and he never got over it. Lorenzo stares at me like I've grown a second head. So yes, I continue. I was working. For you. To close your deal. And you just destroyed it because you couldn't handle seeing me be good at my job. The silence stretches. Then, you wore red because of his ex-wife. Of all the things to focus on. Yes. You memorized his preferences. Yes. You practiced smiling at him in your mirror. Yes. I'm practically vibrating with frustration. That's what you do when you're trying to close a $15 million deal, Lorenzo. You study, you prepare, you become exactly what the client needs to see. He's still staring at me, but something's changed in his expression, something heated and dangerous. And what do I need to see, Maya? The question lands like a physical touch. What? You studied him, became what he needed. He takes a step closer. Have you studied me? Do you know what I need to see? My mouth goes dry. This isn't the same thing. Isn't it? Another step. 6 months you've worked for me. 6 months of perfect professionalism. 6 months of keeping me at exactly arm's length. He's close enough now that I have to tilt my head back to hold his gaze. So tell me, Maya, was that calculated too? Part of some long-game strategy I'm too stupid to see? No. The word comes out strangled. No. That's just me protecting myself. From what? From you. From this. From becoming another name on your list of conquests. But I can't say that. Can't admit that I've spent 6 months fighting an attraction that gets stronger every day. From complications. I say instead. Complications. He repeats the word like it tastes bitter. Is that what I am to you? You're my boss. That's not an answer. It's the only answer that matters. He reaches out, slowly, giving me time to step back, and tucks a strand of hair behind my ear. The touch is so gentle it hurts. Liar, he whispers. Then he turns and walks away, leaving me standing alone in an empty restaurant, heart pounding, skin on fire, and the terrible knowledge that everything just changed, and I have no idea how to change it back. Chapter 2. The secretary who won't fall 6 months earlier. I remember the exact moment I decided Lorenzo Valente was going to be a problem. It wasn't during the interview, though watching him lean back in his chair, all lazy confidence and expensive watch, while his eyes tracked every move I made should have been warning enough. It wasn't when he offered me the job with a salary so high I almost laughed, assuming it came with unspoken expectations. It was 3 days into working for him when I overheard 2 assistants in the bathroom. "How long do you think this one will last?" The blonde, Jennifer from accounting, was reapplying lipstick. "A month, tops." Her friend laughed. "She's pretty enough, but she's got that wholesome vibe. Lorenzo gets bored with wholesome." Remember the last secretary? Lasted 6 weeks before she quit crying. He didn't even sleep with that one. Just flirted until she fell, then moved on. They'd laughed. I'd stood in the stall, hand on the door, and made myself a promise. I will not be another name in the Lorenzo Valente casualty list. Keeping that promise turns out to be harder than expected. Because Lorenzo doesn't just flirt. He studies, watches, waits for the crack in your armor. Day 4. He leans against my desk, too close, smelling like sin and expensive cologne, and smiles. "You're different from the others." I don't look up from my typing. "Is that your usual opening line?" Usually I don't need an opening line. The arrogance should be off-putting. Instead, it's somehow honest. Usually they're already halfway to saying yes before I ask the question. Then you'll appreciate the efficiency of me saying no before you waste both our time. He laughs, actually laughs. I haven't asked anything yet. You were building up to it. I finally meet his eyes. Mistake. They're dark and amused and far too intelligent. The leaning, the cologne, the smile that probably works on everyone else. You were 3 seconds from asking me to dinner. Was I? Yes. And you're saying no. I'm saying I'm here to work, Mr. Valente. Not to be another story your accountant tells in the bathroom. Something flickers across his face. Surprise, maybe, or interest. You heard that? I hear everything. I go back to typing. It's my job to pay attention. He's quiet for a long moment. Then, "For the record, Maya, if I wanted to ask you to dinner, I wouldn't lean on your desk and smile. No, I'd be direct." He straightens. I'd say, "Maya, have dinner with me. Not because I want to sleep with you, though I'd be lying if I said the thought hasn't crossed my mind. But because you're the first person in this building who's treated me like a human instead of a bank account or a trophy." I stop typing. Look up. He's already walking away. "But since you're not interested," he calls over his shoulder, "I'll just be over here, being your boss. Professionally." I stare at the empty doorway for a full minute. Damn him. The pattern establishes itself quickly. He tests. I deflect. He brings a different woman to every company event. Models, actresses, socialites. Make sure I see them. Make sure I schedule the flowers he sends after. I type the orders without blinking. Add them to expense reports. Treat each name like data in a spreadsheet. "Doesn't it bother you?" he asks one day, watching me confirm a reservation at the city's most exclusive restaurant. For him and someone named Svetlana. Why would it bother me? Most women find it off-putting. My reputation. Most women aren't your secretary. I hand him the confirmation. "You're free at 7. Try not to be late." He takes the paper, fingers brushing mine. "You're really not going to crack, are you?" "There's nothing to crack, Mr. Valente. I'm not playing a game." "Everyone's playing a game, Maya." His voice drops. You're just better at hiding your cards. After he leaves, I allow myself exactly 30 seconds to imagine throwing my keyboard at his perfect head. Then I go back to work. But he's not entirely wrong. I am hiding cards. Because the truth is, the truth I'll never admit. Lorenzo Valente is exactly my type. Sharp-minded, quick with words, confident without being cruel. And underneath the playboy reputation, there are moments when I see something else, something real. Like when he stays late to help the cleaning staff fix a broken elevator, or when he quietly pays for the security guard's daughter's medical bills, or when I catch him reading the charity proposals I leave on his desk, the ones he's not supposed to care about, and actually implementing them. He thinks I don't notice, but I notice everything. That's my job. To pay attention. Even when paying attention hurts. 3 months in, he corners me after a board meeting. A drink with me. I don't drink with my boss. It's not a date. It's... He runs a hand through his hair, frustrated, which is new. I just closed a deal worth $20 million. My father would have been proud. And I don't want to celebrate with people who only care about the money. Something in his voice makes me pause. Your father? Died 2 years ago. He says it matter-of-factly. Built this company from nothing. Wanted me to be better than him. I'm not sure I am. This is dangerous territory. Personal. The kind of conversation that blurs lines. One drink, I hear myself say. But we're calling it a debriefing. Professional. His smile is soft. Genuine. Whatever you need to call it. Maya. We end up at a quiet bar 3 blocks from the office. Nothing fancy. Just dim lights and good whiskey and the strangest hour I've spent since taking this job. Because Lorenzo without an audience is... different. He asks about my life. Actually listens to the answers. Tells me about his father. The expectations. The pressure. The legacy he's both honoring and running from. Everyone thinks it's easy, he says, staring into his glass. Being born into money. Having everything handed to you. Isn't it? Would you want it? Everyone wanting something from you? Never knowing if people like you or what you can give them. I think about that. No. I wouldn't. Exactly. He looks at me. That's why you're different. You don't want anything from me. Liar, I think. I want everything. And that's why I can't have any of it. I want a raise, I say instead, making him laugh. Granted. I was joking. I'm not. You're worth 3 times what I'm paying you. He signals for another round. You're the only person in that building who tells me the truth, who doesn't care about my reputation or my money. Just my work. That's my job. Is it? His eyes hold mine. Because sometimes, Maya, it feels like more than a job. Like you actually care. My throat tights. I care about doing my work well. Right. He doesn't look convinced. Just the work. The bartender brings our drinks. I use the interruption to rebuild my walls. We should get back. It's 9 p.m. Office is closed. Still. He studies me for a long moment. You're scared of me. I'm not of me hurting you. He leans closer. Of you wanting me to. The accusation steals my breath, because he's right. God help me, he's right. I stand, grabbing my purse. Thank you for the drink, Mr. Valente. I'll see you Monday. Maya, good night. I make it 3 steps before his voice stops me. For what it's worth, you're my type too. I don't turn around. Don't trust myself to. Just walk out into the night, heart pounding, and add another brick to the wall between us. The next week, he shows up to work with a Brazilian model on his arm. Make sure I see them in his office. Laughing. Close. I schedule his lunch reservations without comment. Type his emails with steady hands. refused to give him the satisfaction of seeing me crack. But that night, alone in my apartment, I finally admit the truth. I'm not protecting myself from Lorenzo Valente. I'm protecting myself from how much I already want him, and how terrified I am of what happens when he figures that out. Chapter 3. Player Reputation vs. Ice Resistance. The game intensifies after that night at the bar. Lorenzo stops pretending he's not watching me, and I stop pretending I don't notice. Monday morning, he arrives with coffee. My exact order: oat milk latte, extra shot, no sugar. How did you... I pay attention too, Maya. He sets it on my desk. You're not the only one with observational skills. He's gone before I can respond, leaving me staring at a cup that costs more than my usual breakfast. I should throw it away. Make a point. Instead, I drink it. Every drop. And hate myself a little for how good it tastes. The pattern becomes routine. Every morning, coffee. Every afternoon, some small thing. A lunch I mentioned liking. A book I was reading on the subway that he just happened to see. You're paying attention to what I pay attention to, I finally say. That's borderline stalking, Mr. Valente. Is it working? No. His smile says he knows I'm lying, but he doesn't stop with the women. If anything, he escalates. Tuesday, blonde influencer, Instagram model, legs for days, laugh like wind chimes. Wednesday, lawyer from the firm downtown, sharp suit, sharper smile. Thursday, actress I recognize from a Netflix show. She kisses his cheek in the lobby where everyone can see. I schedule the flowers, book the restaurants, add the names to his calendar like they're client meetings. Doesn't it get exhausting? My friend Sophie asks over lunch. She works in HR, sees everything. What? Pretending you don't care. Everyone in the building can see the way he looks at you. He looks at everyone that way. No, honey. She steals a fry from my plate. He looks at them like they're entertainment. He looks at you like you're the answer to a question he's been asking his whole life. I focus on my salad. You're being dramatic. Am I? Because Melissa in legal said he turned down a date with a literal supermodel last week. Said he was busy. He probably was. Maya. She waits until I look at her. He was busy watching you teach the new intern how to use the printer. I tell myself it doesn't matter. That Lorenzo Valente can parade 100 women through the office and it won't change anything. But Friday afternoon, I'm filing contracts in the storage room when I overhear him. Beautiful, yes, but not what I'm looking for. I freeze. He's in the hallway, phone to his ear. I don't care if she's a Victoria's Secret model. I'm not interested. Pause. Because there's someone else. Longer pause. It doesn't matter. She's not available. My heart hammers against my ribs. No, I'm not giving up. I'm being patient. His voice drops. When you want something worthwhile, you wait. Footsteps, getting closer. I scramble to look busy, shoving files into random drawers. The door opens. Lorenzo stands there, phone still at his ear, eyes locked on mine. I'll call you back. He hangs up without breaking eye contact. How long were you listening? I wasn't. I'm just filing. Maya. He steps inside, closes the door. How long? My back hits the filing cabinet. Long enough. Good. Good? Then you know. He moves closer, not touching, but close enough that I can feel his heat. You know I'm not actually dating them. Any of them. Your calendar would suggest otherwise. My calendar is a performance, for who I'm supposed to be, not who I actually want. Don't ask. Don't ask. Don't. Who do you actually want? His smile is slow, dangerous. You're really going to make me say it. I don't know what you're talking about. Liar. His hand comes up, fingers ghosting along my jaw without quite touching. You know exactly what I'm talking about. You've known since that night at the bar, Lorenzo. Every woman I bring here, I'm hoping you'll get jealous. Show a crack. Give me a sign that you feel this too. His voice is rough now. Raw. But you're so fucking good at that Ice Queen act. I can't tell if you actually don't care or if you're just better at hiding it than I am. My breath comes too fast. And this is inappropriate. I know. You're my boss. I know. I could report you to HR. You could. He leans in, lips nearly brushing my ear. But you won't. Because then you'd have to admit you've been in this storage room for 10 minutes, listening to me talk about you, and you haven't left. He's right. Damn him. He's right. What do you want from me? The question comes out broken. The truth. He pulls back just enough to look at me. Do you feel this? Yes or no? That's all I'm asking. I should lie. Should keep the walls up. Should protect myself. But I'm so tired of lying. Yes. The word is barely a whisper. I feel it. Happy now? No. His jaw clenches. Because feeling it isn't enough for you, is it? You're still going to keep running. I'm not running. You are. You've been running since the day you started. His hand finally touches me, fingers gentle on my chin, tilting my face up. And I'm going to keep chasing. Because that's what you do when you want something real. This isn't real. This is... what? A game? An obsession? His thumb brushes my lower lip. Maybe. But it's mine. And I'm not giving up just because you're scared. Before I can respond, his phone buzzes. He ignores it. It buzzes again. You should get that. I should kiss you. The admission hangs between us. Right here, right now, until you stop pretending you don't want me to. Lorenzo. The phone rings, loud, insistent. He closes his eyes, steps back, answers with a sharp, "What?" I use the opportunity to escape. That night, I can't sleep, can't stop replaying his words, his touch, the way he looked at me like I was the only thing in the room that mattered. At 2 a.m., my phone lights up. Unknown. I'm sorry about today. I should ignore it, should delete the number. Instead, how did you get my personal number? He. I'm your boss. I have access to everything. Me. That's not comforting. He. I'm not trying to comfort you. I'm trying to be honest. Me. About what? He. About the fact that I can't stop thinking about you. That every woman I bring to the office is a pathetic attempt to get your attention. That I'd fire myself if I could just to make this less complicated. My heart pounds. He. You should stop. He. I know. Me. I'm serious. This can't happen. He. Why not? Me. Because I'm not one of your models or actresses or socialites. I can't be just another name on your list. He. You think that's what you'd be? Me. I know that's what I'd be. 3 dots. Then. He. What if I deleted the list? Stopped the performances? Prove this is different? Me. You can't prove that. He. Let me try. Me. How? He. Have dinner with me. Real dinner. Not work. Not strategy. Just us. My fingers hover over the keyboard. Me. I can't. He. Can't or won't. Me. Both. He. Then I'll wait. Until you're ready. Until you believe I'm serious. Me. You'll be waiting a long time. He. Good thing I'm patient when it matters. I stare at the screen, not knowing what to say. He. Good night, Maya. Sleep well. Even though I know you won't. He's right. I don't. The next week, Lorenzo shows up to work alone. No model, no actress, No lawyer, just him. In his office, working late, eating takeout at his desk. "Where's your date?" I ask Tuesday evening, dropping contracts on his desk. Don't have one. The calendar says, cancel them, all of them. He doesn't look up from his laptop. I'm done with that. Why? Because someone once told me they wouldn't be another name on my list. He finally meets my eyes. So I'm deleting the list. I should feel relieved, victorious. Instead, I feel terrified. Because Lorenzo Valente without his armor is far more dangerous than Lorenzo Valente the playboy. And I have no idea how to protect myself from the real him. Thursday. A homeless woman I've been helping, bringing her meals, finding her resources, shows up at the office. Security tries to turn her away. I intervene. She's with me. I take her to the break room, get her coffee and sandwiches, listen to her talk about her grandson. When I return to my desk an hour later, there's a note. Check your friend's shelter situation. L. I don't understand until the homeless woman texts me that night. Someone anonymous paid for her apartment. 6 months' rent. Furniture. Everything. I know who. Of course I know who. Friday morning. I corner Lorenzo in his office. You didn't have to do that. Do what? He's looking at contracts, not me. Pay for Maria's apartment. I didn't. Lorenzo. I made a donation to a housing charity. What they do with it is their business. He finally looks up. Is there a problem? You're trying to prove a point. I'm trying to be a decent human. He stands, rounds the desk. If that happens to show you I'm not the person you think I am, that's just a bonus. I never said you weren't decent. You think I'm a playboy who'll use you and move on. He's close now. Too close. You think I'm incapable of caring about anyone but myself. You think this is all a game. Isn't it? No. His hand comes up, cups my face. Now it stopped being a game the day you refused to be impressed by me. The day you treated me like a human instead of a prize. The day I realized you're the only person who sees me and not just what I can give. I'm trembling. Lorenzo. I'm deleting the list, Maya. I'm showing up alone. I'm trying to be someone worthy of you. His voice drops. What else do I have to do to prove I'm serious? Before I can answer, my phone rings. Marcus Chen, the client. The one I'm supposed to be charming tomorrow night. Lorenzo sees the name. His jaw tightens. Don't answer it. I have to. It's about tomorrow. I know what it's about. He steps back. I'm the one who arranged it. The call goes to voicemail. You need to go, he says quietly. To that dinner. To close the deal. Lorenzo. But understand something. His eyes are dark, possessive. When you smile at him tomorrow, when you touch his arm, when you wear whatever dress makes him feel special, remember who you're really doing it for. Who? Me. He says it like a vow, like a threat. You're doing it for me, and when it's over, you're coming back to me. Then he leaves his own office, and I stand there, phone in hand, knowing tomorrow night is going to change everything. Chapter 4. The Proposal. Absolutely not. Lorenzo doesn't even look up from the file on his desk. You haven't heard the full proposal. I don't need to. I cross my arms. The answer is no. Maya, I'm your secretary, not bait. That gets his attention. He sets down the file, leans back in his chair with that infuriating calm that makes me want to throw something. Marcus Chen responds to intelligent women. You're the most intelligent person in this building. Flattery won't work. It's not flattery, it's fact. He stands, rounds the desk. He's vain, insecure, needs constant validation. My team ran the numbers. He's 40% more likely to sign if he feels charmed. Then hire a hostess. He'd see through that in seconds. Closer now. But you're real, genuine. He'll actually listen to you. Because I'm a woman in a tight dress. Because you're brilliant, and he's smart enough to recognize it. His jaw tightens. Though I'm already regretting this plan. Then don't ask. I have to. This deal matters. He stops in front of me. But if you say no, I'll respect it. Find another way. I should say no. Should maintain every boundary I've carefully built. But something in his expression stops me. Vulnerability hiding under control. Why does this deal matter so much? My father started negotiations with Chen's company before he died. Never closed it. Lorenzo's voice goes quiet. This would finish what he started. Damn it. One dinner, I hear myself say. Strictly professional. You stay away. Agreed. And you don't get to comment on what I wear. His smile is dangerous. I didn't agree to that part. 3 days later, I'm standing in my apartment staring at the red dress. It's perfect for the job. Elegant, sophisticated, just enough to flatter without being obvious. My phone buzzes. Lorenzo, what are you wearing? Me. That's inappropriate. Lorenzo, I'm asking as your boss. I need to know if you're representing the company properly. Me. Liar. Lorenzo, send a photo. Me. No. Lorenzo. Maya. Me. You promised not to interfere. Lorenzo. I promised to stay away from the restaurant. I didn't promise not to have opinions about necklines. Despite myself, I laugh. Me. It's a perfectly respectable dress. Lorenzo. That's what worries me. Chen likes flash. Maybe something with more. Me. More what? 3 dots. Then. Lorenzo. Never mind. Wear whatever you want. You'll be perfect. I stare at the screen. Something warm unfurling in my chest. Me. Are you actually nervous about this? Lorenzo. About the deal? No. Me. About me? Lorenzo. Terrified. The honesty catches me off guard. Me. Why? Lorenzo. Because I'm sending you to dinner with another man and pretending I'm fine with it. When really, I want to cancel everything and keep you locked in my office where no one else can look at you. My breath catches. Me. That's unhealthy. Lorenzo. I know. Me. And possessive. Lorenzo. I know. Me. And completely inappropriate for a boss to say to his employee. Lorenzo. I know. I'm saying it anyway. I should shut this down. Remind him of boundaries. Instead, it's just work, Lorenzo. Nothing real. Lorenzo. Keep telling yourself that, Maya. Maybe one day you'll believe it. The restaurant is exactly as expensive as I expected. Marcus Chen is exactly as vain. Maya. He stands when I arrive, eyes appreciating. Lorenzo didn't mention how beautiful you are. He's very professional. I smile, sliding into the seat. Shall we discuss the merger? Eventually. He signals the waiter. First, tell me about yourself. How does someone like you end up working for someone like Valente? Someone like me. I keep smiling. Good fortune. He's an excellent boss. Is he? Marcus leans forward. I've heard stories. The reputation. Different woman every week. Mr. Valente's personal life doesn't affect his business acumen. Diplomatic. He laughs. But you must notice. Working so closely with him. Does it bother you? The parade of models? Yes. Every single one. I'm there to manage his schedule, not judge his choices. Still. He reaches across the table, touches my hand. And if I had a secretary like you, I wouldn't be looking elsewhere. I let the touch linger exactly 3 seconds. Enough to flatter, not enough to mislead, then withdraw to pick up my wine. You're charming, Mr. Chen. Now, about the contract terms. Marcus, please. Another smile. And we have all night to discuss business. Let's enjoy the evening first. This is going to be longer than I thought. 2 hours in, I've laughed at bad jokes, touched his arm twice, leaned forward during his stories about climbing Kilimanjaro. My face hurts from smiling, but he's relaxing, opening up, starting to talk real numbers. You know, he says, pouring more wine, Lorenzo is lucky to have you. If this deal goes through, I might try to steal you away. I'm very loyal to... I see him before Marcus does. Lorenzo, walking through the restaurant, suit dark, expression darker. His eyes find me, lock on Marcus's hand resting near mine on the table. Everything in his posture screams controlled rage. No. No, no, no. To Valente Enterprises, I finish weakly. Is that so? Marcus follows my gaze, sees Lorenzo approaching. Well, this is unexpected. Lorenzo stops at our table, smiles like a shark. Chen, Maya. His voice is ice wrapped in silk. Hope I'm not interrupting. Actually, Marcus starts. We were just finishing. I cut in, shooting Lorenzo a look that promises murder. Were you? Lorenzo pulls out a chair, sits. Because it looked like you were just getting started. Mr. Valente, I try to keep my voice professional. We're in the middle of... I know exactly what you're in the middle of. His eyes never leave Marcus. But I realized I forgot to mention some crucial contract details. Details Maya would need to discuss with you. Tonight. Marcus's smile tightens. Perhaps tomorrow would be... tonight. Lorenzo's tone allows no argument. Unless you're not serious about this deal. The challenge hangs in the air. Marcus stands. I think I need to reconsider working with someone who doesn't respect professional boundaries. Marcus, wait, I start. But he's already leaving, dropping cash on the table. Silence. I count to 10, then turn to Lorenzo. What the... Hell. We're leaving. He stands. You just destroyed. Now, Maya. Something in his voice, raw, barely controlled, makes me stand. He doesn't touch me, just walks toward the exit, expecting me to follow. I do, hating myself for it. Outside, the night air is cold. He stops beside his car, hands shoved in pockets. Get in. I should go home. Get in the car. Not a request. Against my better judgment, I do. He drives in silence for 10 minutes before pulling over in an empty parking garage. Kills the engine. Say it. I brake first. Whatever you're thinking, just say it. He touched you. It was professional. His hand was on yours. Lorenzo's knuckles are white on the steering wheel. You smiled at him, laughed, leaned close. Because that was the job you gave me. I know. He finally looks at me. I know, and I still wanted to break his fingers. The confession hangs between us. This was your idea, I say quietly. You sent me there. Worst decision I've ever made. He laughs bitterly. I thought I could handle it. Thought I was evolved enough to separate business from this. This thing where I can't breathe when you're with someone else. Where I sabotage my own deals because watching you pretend to like another man makes me insane. My heart hammers. Lorenzo. I deleted the list. Maya. Stopped the performances. Showed up alone for weeks. His voice cracks. And you still don't believe I'm serious. Because you're not. The words burst out. You're Lorenzo Valente. You don't do serious. You do conquests and moving on. Is that what you think this is? He turns in his seat, eyes blazing. A conquest? What else could it be? Love. The word lands like a bomb. It could be love, Maya. Terrifying, consuming, completely inconvenient love. I can't breathe. You don't mean that. Don't I? He reaches out, cups my face. Why else would I chase someone who runs? Why else would I delete every other option? Why else would I turn myself inside out trying to prove I'm worth your trust? My voice breaks. I don't know how to trust this. Then let me show you. His thumb strokes my cheek. No more games, no more tests, just me choosing you every single day. And if you change your mind, I won't. How can you know? Because I've had everything, Maya. Every woman I wanted. Every experience money could buy. He leans closer. Yet none of it made me feel the way I feel when you look at me like you're doing right now. How am I looking at you? Like you might actually believe me. He's right. God help me, I do. This is insane, I whisper, completely. He's close enough to kiss. Say yes anyway. To what? To trying. To letting me prove this is real. To stopping running long enough to see what we could be. I should say no. Should protect myself. Instead. One chance, Lorenzo. You get one chance. If you hurt me, I won't. If you make me another story, you're not a story. You're the ending. He closes the distance. Say yes, Maya. Yes. He kisses me like he's been drowning and I'm air. And I kiss him back like I've finally stopped running. Chapter 5. After the fall, I wake up in Lorenzo's bed. Not because anything happened, though God knows we came close, but because after that kiss in the parking garage, he drove us to his penthouse and we spent 4 hours on his couch just talking about everything. His father, my family. Why I'm terrified of depending on anyone. Why he's terrified of being loved for the wrong reasons. We fell asleep tangled together somewhere around 3 a.m. Now it's 6, early light filtering through floor-to-ceiling windows, and I'm watching him sleep. He looks different like this. Younger. Vulnerable. Not the untouchable billionaire everyone sees. Just Lorenzo. My phone buzzes on the nightstand. Work alarm. I'm reaching for it when his arm tightens around my waist. Don't. His voice is rough with sleep. Stay. We have a company to run. It can wait. He pulls me closer, face buried in my hair. This can't. Lorenzo. 5 more minutes. That's all I'm asking. His lips brush my shoulder. 5 minutes where you're just mine and the world doesn't exist. I should resist, should maintain some boundary. Instead, I sink back into him. 5 minutes. He holds me like I might disappear. Maybe I will. The office is already buzzing when we arrive. Separately, professionally, like nothing's changed. Except everything has. I feel his eyes on me constantly. Every time I cross the room, every time I answer the phone, every time I exist in his vicinity. You're staring, I say without looking up from my computer. I'm appreciating. It's distracting. Good. His voice drops. You've been distracting me for 6 months. Fair's fair. Sophie appears in the doorway, sees us, grins like Christmas came early. So, you two finally figured it out. Figured what out? I try for innocent. Please. The entire building saw you leave together last night, not to mention you're both wearing the same clothes as yesterday. She perches on my desk. Details, now. There are no details. We kissed, Lorenzo says from his office doorway. Several times. It was phenomenal. Any other questions? Sophie's jaw drops. Did he just... Yes. I glare at him. He just... About time. She stands, pats my shoulder. For the record, I called this 6 months ago. You both owe me lunch. When she's gone, I turn to Lorenzo. You can't just announce, why not? He's leaning against the doorframe, completely relaxed. I'm done hiding. Done pretending. I want everyone to know you're mine. I'm not a possession. You're right. You're a privilege. He crosses to my desk, plants both hands on either side of me, caging me in. A privilege I plan to earn every single day. My breath catches. Lorenzo, we're at work. I know. But he doesn't move, just looks at me like I'm the only thing in the room. Tonight, dinner. Real dinner. Not work, not strategy, just us. We had dinner last night. That was talking. Tonight is courting. His smile is soft. Let me court you properly, Maya, the way you deserve. How am I supposed to resist this man? Okay. Yeah? Yeah. I touch his face. But you're still my boss. So back up before HR has a field day. He steals a quick kiss before retreating. Tonight, 7 p.m., wear something that makes you feel beautiful. I don't own anything that... A package appears on my desk that afternoon. Inside, a dress. Deep blue, elegant, clearly expensive. The note. You'll feel beautiful because you are. But this helps. L. I should return it. Should maintain independence. Instead, I try it on in the office bathroom. It fits perfectly. Of course it does. Dinner is at a small Italian place in Brooklyn. Nothing flashy, nothing designed to impress. I thought you'd take me somewhere expensive, I say as we're seated. I could have. He orders wine without looking at the menu. But this is where I come when I want to be myself. Not Lorenzo Valente, billionaire, just Lorenzo. And who is just Lorenzo? Someone who grew up eating pasta his grandmother made. Someone who learned business at his father's kitchen table. Someone who's terrified he's not good enough for the woman sitting across from him. My chest tightens. Lorenzo, I need you to understand something. He reaches across the table, takes my hand. This isn't about conquest. This isn't about winning. This is about the fact that you make me want to be better than I've been. You're already... I'm not. He cuts me off gently. I've been careless, thoughtless, used people without considering the cost. But you make me want to consider everything. Why me? Because you're kind without expecting anything back. Because you help people who can't help you in return. Because you see me, really see me, and you still think I'm worth your time. His thumb strokes my knuckles. You make me believe I could be the man my father wanted me to be. I'm going to cry. Right here in this restaurant. Your father would be proud of you. Would he? I've spent 2 years chasing pleasure instead of purpose. His voice goes rough. Then you walked into my office and suddenly purpose was all I could think about. That's a lot of pressure to put on one person. I know. And if it's too much, tell me. I'll back off. Give you space. He meets my eyes. But I won't give you up. That's not an option anymore. The waiter brings wine. We order food. Neither of us will eat properly because we're too busy talking about his father's legacy, my dreams beyond being a secretary, what we both want that has nothing to do with money or power. I want to do more, I admit. The charity work I do on weekends, I want it to be my life, not just side projects. So do it. It doesn't pay. I'll pay you. He says it like it's simple. Whatever salary you need. Do the work that matters. I can't let you. Why not? I spend money on meaningless things constantly. Let me spend it on something meaningful for once. He leans forward. Let me invest in what you care about. That's not how relationships work. How do they work, Maya? Teach me. Because I've never had one that mattered before. The confession breaks my heart and puts it back together simultaneously. You're really serious about this. Completely. No hesitation. I'm all in. The question is, are you? Am I? 6 months ago, the answer would have been no. 6 months of watching him test me, chase me, slowly prove he's more than his reputation. 6 months of falling despite every wall I built. I'm terrified. I whisper. Good, me too. He stands, comes around to my side of the table, holds out his hand. Be terrified with me anyway. I take his hand. Let him pull me up. Let him kiss me in the middle of this small restaurant while an old Italian couple at the next table applauds. And for the first time in my life, I let myself believe this could actually work. We're leaving the restaurant when his phone rings. He ignores it. It rings again. You should check. It can wait. He's got his arm around my waist, pulling me close against the night chill. Third call. He finally checks it. His expression darkens. What's wrong? Marcus Chen. Lorenzo's jaw clenches. He's threatening to go public about last night. Says I sabotaged negotiations due to inappropriate workplace relationship. My stomach drops. Can he do that? He can try. Lorenzo's already texting someone, probably his lawyer. It'll be his word against ours. Against ours? I step back. Lorenzo, if this gets out, if people think I slept my way into influence, no one will think that. Everyone will think that. I'm spiraling now. You have a reputation. I'm your secretary. It's exactly what they'll assume. Then let them assume. He reaches for me. I don't care what people think. I care. I've worked so hard to be taken seriously. And you'll still be taken seriously. By me. By everyone who matters. His hands frame my face. Maya, listen to me. Whatever Chen throws at us, we handle it together. Okay? This is exactly what I was afraid of. I know. But running now proves his point. Staying and fighting proves ours. He leans his forehead against mine. Stay and fight with me. I want to. God, I want to. But the fear is overwhelming. I need to think. Something flickers in his expression. Pain, quickly hidden. Okay, think, I'll wait. Lorenzo. I mean it. Take your time. Figure out what you need. He kisses my forehead. But know this. I'm not going anywhere. Whatever you decide, I'm still choosing you. He calls me a car. Doesn't try to convince me to come home with him. Just watches as I drive away. And I spend the entire ride wondering if I'm running towards safety or away from the best thing that ever happened to me. Chapter 6. He falls harder. 3 days after Marcus Chen's threat, the story breaks. Not the scandal he wanted. Lorenzo's lawyers buried that before it could breathe. But something worse. A business blog runs a profile. Lorenzo Valente's mystery woman. Secretary turned girlfriend or strategic move. There's a photo. Me and Lorenzo leaving the Italian restaurant. His arm around my waist. Me laughing at something he said. We look happy. We look real. The comments are brutal. Of course she slept her way up. How long before he trades her in? Gold digger recognized an opportunity. I'm reading them in my apartment when my phone rings. Stop reading the comments. Lorenzo's voice is tight. How did you? Because I know you, and I know you're torturing yourself right now. I hear traffic in the background. I'm coming over. You don't have to. I'm already in the car. Buzz me up in 3 minutes. He hangs up. When I open the door, he's holding takeout and wine. You brought food. You haven't eaten. I can tell. He walks past me into my tiny apartment, the first time he's been here. Where are your plates? Lorenzo? Plates, Maya. I point to the cabinet. Watch him move around my kitchen like he belongs here. The comments don't matter, he says without looking at me. The opinions of people who don't know you, don't know us, they don't matter. They matter to my career. Your career is fine, better than fine. He plates pasta with surprising skill. I'm promoting you. I freeze. What? Director of Strategic Partnerships? Your own office? Salary increase? Full autonomy? He finally looks at me. You'll report to the board, not me. Removes any conflict of interest. You can't just... I already did. Announced it this afternoon. He hands me a plate. Eat. Lorenzo, this looks like I'm rewarding my girlfriend with a promotion. Yes. Which is why I also announced 3 other promotions in different departments, all merit-based, all documented. He sits on my couch. HR verified everything. It's clean. I sink down beside him. You did all this today? I did all this the day after our first kiss. Today, I just made it official. He touches my face. Oh, I told you. I'm all in. That means protecting you, even from perception. My chest aches. I don't know what to say. Say you'll stop reading comments from strangers who don't know how brilliant you are. They think I'm using you. They're wrong. He sets down his plate, turns to face me fully. If anything, I'm using you. To be better. To want more than the empty life I was living. That's not... It is. His thumb brushes my cheek. Before you, I filled time. Now I'm trying to fill purpose, because you showed me the difference. I'm going to cry. Stop being perfect. I'm not perfect. I'm obsessed. He leans closer. There's a difference. Perfect would be backing off, giving you space, letting you heal from this media circus. Obsessed is showing up at your apartment because I can't stand the thought of you hurting alone. Which are you? Obsessed. Always obsessed when it comes to you. He kisses me then. Soft, careful, like I might break. I kiss him back harder, less careful, more desperate. Maya. He breathes against my lips. We should slow down. Why? Because if we don't, I'm going to take you to bed, and I want our first time to be about us, not about proving something to internet trolls. He's right. Damn him, he's right. I pull back. Rain check. Whenever you're ready. He tucks hair behind my ear. I'm not going anywhere. The next 2 weeks settle into a pattern. We're professionals at work, colleagues who happen to respect each other. I'm in my new office, handling partnerships, proving I earned the promotion. After hours, we're something else entirely. Dinner at his place, movies at mine, long walks through the city where no one recognizes us. He learns I hate mushrooms and love old bookstores. I learn he stress bakes at 2 a.m. and has a secret sweet tooth. You're a terrible baker, I say one night, trying his latest creation. Liar. These cookies are excellent. These cookies are rocks. But I eat 3 anyway because he made them for me. He watches me with that expression, the soft one that makes my heart hurt. What? I ask. I'm happy. He says it like a confession. I didn't think I could be. But with you, I'm just happy. Friday night, we're working late on a pitch. His office, pizza boxes, spreadsheets everywhere. This clause doesn't make sense. I point at the screen. He leans over my shoulder to look. You're right. Change it to... His breath is on my neck. His hand braced on the desk beside mine. The professional moment shifts. Lorenzo. My voice comes out unsteady. But he knows. I can hear it in his tone. You're very close. I am. His lips brush my ear. Want me to move? No. The admission costs me. I really don't. His other hand finds my waist, turns me to face him. We're in his office. Door unlocked. Anyone could walk in. I don't care. Maya. My name is a question and a warning. Kiss me. He does. Deep and slow and thorough. Kisses me until I forget where we are. His hands slide up my back. Mine tangle in his hair. The spreadsheet forgotten. The world forgotten. Everything forgotten except this. We should stop, he murmurs against my mouth. Probably. But neither of us moves. If we don't stop now, his voice is wrecked. I won't be able to stop. Reality crashes back. We're at work, in his office, where people could see. I pull back. You're right. We should come home with me. The words tumble out. Unless you want. But just come home with me. I don't want this night to end yet. Every rational thought says no, says it's too fast, too much, too risky. But my heart says yes. Okay. His penthouse is dark when we arrive. City lights streaming through windows. Just us and silence and possibility. Wine? He offers. Sure. But when he hands me the glass, I set it down untouched. Maya. I'm ready. I step closer. For whatever comes next, I'm ready. His eyes search mine. You're sure? Completely. I touch his face. I trust you, Lorenzo, and I want you. And I'm done being afraid of both. Something in his expression shifts. Heat and tenderness and hunger all at once. Then let me do this right. He takes my hand. Let me show you exactly how much you mean to me. He leads me to his bedroom. Kisses me in the doorway like it's the first time. Like we have all the time in the world. And when we finally cross that threshold together, when clothes fall away and skin meets skin and everything becomes heat and breath and desperate wanting, it feels nothing like the casual encounters he's famous for. It feels like coming home, like every wall finally crumbling, like the beginning of something that can't be undone. After, wrapped in his sheets, his arm heavy around my waist, I whisper, no going back now. He kisses my shoulder. Never wanted to go back anyway. And I believe him. Finally, completely, I believe him. Chapter 7. The first time I wake to sunlight and the smell of coffee, and Lorenzo's voice from somewhere in the penthouse. No, reschedule it. I'm not coming in today. I sit up, sheet wrapped around me, and reality crashes back. Last night, his office, coming here. Almost crossing the line before pulling back at the last second because we both wanted it to be more than just heat and desperation. We'd fallen asleep tangled together, clothes still on, heart still racing. Almost isn't the same as actually. The bedroom door opens. Lorenzo appears with 2 mugs, wearing nothing but pajama pants, hair sleep messy, looking unfairly perfect. You're awake. He hands me coffee. How'd you sleep? Good. Confused. I take a sip. Did you just cancel work? I canceled meetings. There's a difference. He sits on the edge of the bed. Wanted to make you breakfast. Prove I can do more than burn cookies. Lorenzo. We didn't sleep together last night. He says it matter-of-factly. In case you were wondering, we talked until 4 a.m. and passed out. Very romantic, very PG. Heat floods my face. I know, I was there. Just clarifying, because when we do, his eyes hold mine. And when we actually cross that line, I want you fully present, fully sure, not caught up in a moment. My heart hammers. And if I'm sure now, something dangerous flickers in his expression. Are you? Am I? 6 months of running, 6 weeks of resisting, 6 days of slowly believing this could be real. Yes. The word comes out steady, certain. I'm sure. He sets down his mug. Maya. I'm not saying right this second. I touch his face. But tonight? If you want, if we both want. I want. No hesitation. I've wanted since the first day you walked into my office and refused to be impressed. I was impressed. I just didn't show it. His smile is slow, devastating. I know. That's why it worked. He makes breakfast. Actual breakfast. Eggs, toast, fruit that doesn't come from a corporate catering service. We eat on his balcony overlooking the city, and it feels surreally domestic. What are you thinking? He asks, watching me over his coffee. That this doesn't feel real. You, me, this. I gesture at the view. 6 months ago, I was scheduling your dates with models, and hating every second of it. I didn't hate. I stop. Okay, I hated it. Good. He reaches across, threads our fingers together. I hated it too. Hated that you didn't care, that you watched me with other women and never blinked. I blinked. Just not where you could see. Where did you blink? Bathroom stalls, mostly. Sometimes the subway ride home. I squeeze his hand. I got very good at crying quietly. Pain flashes across his face. Maya, I'm not saying it to hurt you. I'm saying it so you know. I meet his eyes. This is terrifying for me. Trusting this. Trusting you. But I'm doing it anyway because the alternative, not having you, is worse. He stands, pulls me up, kisses me like I'm the answer to every question he's ever asked. Tonight, he breathes against my lips. Let me show you what you mean to me. No more almost. No more holding back. Okay. Yeah. The day drags endlessly. I go home to change, shower, try on 4 different outfits before settling on simple. Jeans, soft sweater, nothing trying too hard. My phone buzzes. Lorenzo. Nervous? Me, terrified. Lorenzo. Me too. Me. You? Nervous? The man who's been with half of Manhattan? Lorenzo. Those didn't matter. You matter. That's the difference. My chest tightens. Me. What time should I come over? Lorenzo. I'm picking you up. 7 p.m. Dinner first. Me. We don't have to do dinner. Lorenzo. Yes, we do. I'm courting you properly. All the steps. Me. We already skipped several steps. Lorenzo. Then let me do this one right. Please. How am I supposed to resist this man? Me. Okay. 7 p.m. Lorenzo. Wear something that makes you feel beautiful. Me. That's a lot of pressure. Lorenzo. You're beautiful in everything. I'm just being selfish. He shows up at exactly 7 in a town car, wearing dark jeans and a button-down that should be illegal. You clean up nice, I say, sliding in beside him. So do you. His eyes track over me slowly. Though I prefer you in my shirts at 6 a.m. I haven't worn your shirt. Yet. The promise in that word sends heat through me. But you will. Dinner is at the same small Italian place. Our place now, apparently. We talk about everything except what's coming after. Work. Family. The trip to Brazil I've always wanted to take. I'll take you, he says over wine. Wherever you want to go. Just say when. You can't just drop everything? I can do whatever I want. That's the benefit of being the boss. He leans forward. And what I want is to see you happy. If that means Rio, we go to Rio. If that means staying in bed for a week, we stay in bed. My face burns. Lorenzo. Too much. No. Just unexpected. You being so... I search for the word. Committed. I told you. When I fall completely. His hand finds mine across the table. On and Maya, I've fallen so hard for you I can't even see the ground anymore. Back at his penthouse, the air changes. Thicker. Charged. Every movement loaded with anticipation. Wine? He offers, shrugging off his jacket. I don't want wine. He stops, turns. What do you want? You. I step closer. Just you. Maya. My name sounds like a prayer. If we start this, I won't want to stop. Then don't stop. He crosses the distance between us in 2 strides. Kisses me like he's been starving for it. And maybe he has. Maybe we both have. This kiss is different from all the others. Deeper, more urgent, full of weeks of wanting and waiting and finally giving in. His hands slide into my hair. Mine clutch his shoulders. We're moving. Toward the bedroom, stumbling, laughing between kisses. And I've imagined this, he admits against my neck. So many times. Yeah. My voice comes out breathless. What did you imagine? Everything. He backs me against the wall, taking my time, learning every sound you make, making you say my name until it's the only word you remember. Heat pools low in my belly. That's ambitious. I'm an ambitious man. His lips trace my jaw, especially when it comes to you. We make it to the bedroom. Clothes disappear, slowly at first, then faster as patience dissolves. And when we finally come together, skin against skin, breath mingling, boundaries erased, it's nothing like the casual encounters I worried about. It's reverent, intense, consuming. He takes his time despite the urgency, learns what makes me gasp, what makes me arch, what makes me whisper his name like a plea. Look at me, he commands when I close my eyes. I want to see you. So I look. Watch his face as he watches mine. See the same wonder I'm feeling reflected back. This isn't just physical. It's emotional, spiritual, everything. After. Tangled in sheets, heart still racing, skin cooling in the air-conditioned silence, he pulls me close. That was... I can't finish the sentence. I know. He kisses my shoulder. I know. We lie there, wrapped around each other, and for the first time since this started, I'm not afraid. Not of falling. Not of breaking. Not of him changing his mind. Because this, us, feels inevitable. Like everything before was just preparation for right now. Stay, he whispers. Not just tonight. Stay. I don't have clothes. Stay anyway, wear my shirts, use my toothbrush. Just stay. I turn in his arms. You want me to move in. Eventually, right now I just want you here. Tomorrow we'll discuss logistics. He tucks hair behind my ear. Is that okay? Yeah. I kiss him softly. That's okay. Later, in the darkness, his voice, Maya. Remember that first night? When you got lost and found my office? When you threatened me with 14 guns? His chest shakes with silent laughter. I wasn't threatening. I was flirting. You have a terrible flirting style. It worked, didn't it? I think about that. About how we ended up here despite every obstacle. Yeah, I press closer. I guess it did. Good. He kisses the top of my head. Because I'm planning to keep flirting with you for the rest of our lives. That's a long time. Not nearly long enough. And wrapped in his arms, city lights filtering through the windows, I finally believe it. This is real. This is forever. This is exactly where I'm supposed to be. The end.